Are you tired? Not just the kind of tired that sleep can fix, but a deep soul fatigue. The exhaustion that comes from the endless performance of the perfect mother, the one who is always patient, always giving, always putting her own needs last. It is a beautiful, noble role, but it is also an impossible one to sustain. And if you feel like you are losing yourself beneath the weight of that perfect image, you are not alone. But what if the secret to profound peace is not found in becoming a better mother, but in becoming a more whole woman? What if the very parts of yourself that you have been taught to hide, your anger, your exhaustion, your own quiet desires, are not the enemy of your motherhood, but the key to your liberation? In this video, we will not share another parenting tip. We will journey beyond the perfect mother myth to integrate your unseen self, to discover how embracing your full, messy, authentic humanity is not an act of selfishness, but the greatest gift of presence you can ever offer. So take a slow, deep breath. This is your permission to be human, because the most present mother is a whole woman. To understand the unseen self, we must first honor the most visible role many of us have ever played, the role of the mother. Once upon a time, you put on this sacred cloak. It was a transformation that rewrote your very soul. And the world handed you an unwritten book of rules, a silent contract for what it means to be a good mother. The rules were clear, even if unspoken. A good mother is always patient. A good mother is a bottomless well of nurturing energy. She anticipates every need. She soothes every fear. She keeps a perfect home. She remembers every appointment. Her own needs, her own fatigue, her own desires are a distant, secondary concern. Her purpose is to be the calm, unwavering center of her family's universe. And for a long time, you wore this cloak with pride. Every day, you performed this role with love and deep devotion. You found profound joy in your children's laughter. You found your identity in the rhythm of their lives. And society applauded you for it. The performance was rewarded. But then, day by day, year by year, the beautiful, sacred cloak began to feel heavy. The performance, which was once an act of love, started to feel like a constant, draining pressure. The unspoken rules became the bars of an invisible cage. This is the exhaustion of the motherhood myth. It is the invisible pressure cooker of trying to live up to an impossible ideal. An ideal amplified in our modern world by the curated highlight reels of social media, where every other mother seems to be doing it all effortlessly. And so we push ourselves harder. Every day, you are not just a mother. You are a project manager, a therapist, a chef, a chauffeur, a scheduler. You carry the immense, invisible mental load, the silent spreadsheet that runs in your mind 24 hours a day, tracking everyone's needs, fears, and schedules. You are constantly on, performing for an invisible audience that is always judging. And often, the harshest judge is the one that lives inside your own mind. The cost of this relentless performance is a quiet, slow erosion of self. A sense that the woman you were before you became a mother is a distant, faded photograph. Her hobbies, her passions, her own quiet thoughts have been crowded out by the beautiful, demanding chaos of family life. The soul fatigue you feel is the fatigue of holding up this perfect image. The anxiety that hums beneath the surface is the fear of dropping one of the countless balls you were juggling. And the quiet, simmering resentment that sometimes appears is the cry of the unseen woman within you, the woman who is more than just a mother. And in the world of deep psychology, there is a name for this immense, powerful force. It is the great archetype of the mother. As Carl Jung taught, an archetype is a powerful, universal pattern in the human psyche. The mother archetype is one of the most potent. It is the instinct to nurture, to protect, to create life. It is a beautiful and necessary energy. But the problem does not lie with the archetype itself. The problem lies with the myth, the cultural story, that this one archetype must be your entire identity. The myth that to be a good mother, you must erase every other part of yourself. The myth of perfection. And to maintain this myth, we are taught to push away any part of us that does not fit. We push away our anger, because a good mother is never angry. We push away our exhaustion, because a good mother is never depleted. We push away our own ambitions, because a good mother is always selfless. We push away our need for solitude, because a good mother always wants to be with her children. All of these powerful, authentic parts of our humanity are exiled. They are pushed into the shadow. They become our unseen self. And the profound exhaustion you feel is not just the result of your to-do list. It is the exhaustion of this constant internal suppression. It is the immense energy it takes to live a fragmented life, to deny the wholeness of who you are. But who is that woman who lives beneath the cloak? Who are you when you are not performing? That is the unseen self we are here to meet. And so you stand before a mirror and you ask the question, who is this unseen self? What are these parts of me I have been taught to exile? To answer that, we must be willing to journey into the shadow of the mother. Remember, the shadow is not a place of evil. It is the home of everything we have disowned. And for the woman who is a mother, this is a rich and complex landscape. So let's be honest with ourselves in this safe, quiet space. What are some of the common desires and feelings that live in a mother's shadow? First, there is the woman who is sometimes angry. The myth of the perfect mother tells us she is always patient, always serene. But the truth of being human is that sometimes you feel rage. Rage at the constant interruptions, rage at the lack of appreciation, rage at having your own needs be invisible. We push this anger down because we fear it will harm our children. But unexpressed anger does not disappear. It curdles into resentment, or it leaks out as sharp passive aggression. Or worse, it turns inward as depression. The unseen self is angry not because she is a bad mother, but because her boundaries have been violated, often by herself. Second, in the shadow lives the woman who desperately craves solitude. The myth tells us a good mother always wants to be with her children, but the human soul needs stillness. It needs empty space to breathe. And so you may find yourself hiding in the bathroom for an extra 5 minutes, not because you don't love your family, but because you are starving for a single moment of quiet, a moment that is just for you. The unseen self craves solitude not to escape her family, but to return to herself. Third, there is the woman who grieves her lost identities. The artist whose studio is now a playroom, the professional whose career stalled after the children arrived, the adventurer whose passport is gathering dust. We are told to be grateful for the gift of motherhood, and we are. But it is possible to be deeply grateful and also to grieve what was sacrificed. Grief is not a sign of ingratitude. It is the price of a deep and meaningful choice. The unseen self is grieving not because she regrets her choice, but to honor the woman she also could have been. And finally, there is the woman with her own fierce ambitions. The myth tells us a mother's primary ambition should be her children's success. But you are your own person. You have your own dreams. the desire to write a book, to start a business, to go back to school. These desires do not die when you become a mother. They simply go underground and wait. Anger, solitude, grief, ambition. These are not the enemies of motherhood. They are essential parts of your humanity. And when we deny them, when we push them into the shadow, we do not become better mothers. We become fragmented mothers. We live a life of quiet desperation, trying to pour from a cup that we never allow to be refilled. In the world of psychology, this is often connected to the concept of individuation, a core teaching of Carl Jung. Individuation is the lifelong process of becoming a whole, integrated self. Jung believed that if we over-identify with any one role, any one archetype, even one as powerful as the mother, we prevent our own wholeness. We get stuck. Our soul stops growing. The soul fatigue you feel is the fatigue of a soul that is not being allowed to evolve. But what is the surprising benefit of turning around and finally looking at these exiled parts? When you give your anger a voice, it can finally teach you where you need to set a boundary. When you honor your need for solitude, you return to your family with more presence and joy. When you acknowledge your grief, you release its power over you and can be more fully in the present. When you listen to your ambition, you model for your children what it means to live a passionate, purposeful life. Acknowledging your unseen self does not make you a selfish mother. It makes you a whole woman. And a whole woman is the most powerful, present, and authentic mother a child could ever have. So the question is not if we should meet this unseen self. The question is how. How do we begin to integrate these powerful, forgotten parts, gently, safely, and without guilt? That is the path of reclaiming your authenticity, and it is the path we are about to walk. And so you stand in this new, compassionate awareness of your unseen self. You see the angry woman, the grieving woman, the ambitious woman, not as flaws to be fixed, but as lost parts of your own beautiful soul, waiting to come home. So how do we begin to open the door? How do we integrate these powerful parts? Gently, safely, and without that immense, paralyzing guilt. This is the practical path of reclaiming your authenticity, and it begins with 3 courageous movements. The first movement is radical acknowledgement. For years, you have been pretending these parts do not exist. The first step is to simply stop pretending. You do not have to act on your anger. You simply have to acknowledge that it is there. You do not have to abandon your family for your ambition. You simply have to give your ambition a voice, even if only to yourself. I offer you a gentle, powerful journaling prompt to begin this process. Find a quiet time and write in response to this question. If I could give myself 1 hour of completely guilt-free time today, what would the unseen part of me, the part that is not a mother, want to do? No judgment, no limitations, just pure, honest exploration. Would she want to read a novel? Go for a walk in nature alone. Blast music and dance around the living room. Sketch in a notebook. This is not about what you will do. It is about simply listening to what a part of you longs to do. This is the first sacred act of seeing your unseen self. The second movement is to embrace the profound wisdom of the good enough mother. This is a concept from the world of psychoanalysis, introduced by Donald Winnicott, and it is one of the most liberating ideas a mother can ever encounter. The myth of perfection tells you that you must meet every need perfectly, instantly. This is not only impossible, it is actually not what is best for your child. A good enough mother is a mother who loves her children deeply, tries her best, and also, inevitably, sometimes fails. She is sometimes late. She is sometimes tired. She is sometimes distracted. And in these small human imperfections, she gives her children the greatest gift of all. She teaches them resilience. She teaches them that the world is not perfect and that they do not need to be perfect to be loved. She models for them what it means to be a real, whole, imperfect human being. Let me tell you a quick story about a mother I know. She used to exhaust herself making elaborate, perfect birthday cakes for her kids. One year, utterly depleted, she just bought a simple cake from the store. She was consumed with guilt until her son said, "This is great, Mom. Now you have more time to play with me." In that moment, she realized her children did not need a perfect cake. They just needed a present, happy mother. Embracing the good enough principle is your permission slip to be human. It is the antidote to the poison of perfectionism. And this leads to the third courageous movement, the one that makes all the others possible: setting boundaries as an act of love. We have been taught that a mother's love is boundless, a limitless sacrifice. But this is a dangerous misunderstanding. The most sustainable love, the most present love, flows from a cup that is full, not one that is perpetually empty. A boundary is not a wall you build to keep your children out. It is the fence you build around your own wellspring so that it can replenish, so that you always have fresh, clean water to give. A boundary is not selfish. Saying no to baking for the school bake sale because you're exhausted is not selfish. It is an act of preserving your energy for your family. Saying, "Mommy needs 10 minutes of quiet time alone in her room," is not a rejection. It is teaching your children that everyone, including your mother, has needs that are valid. This is one of the most powerful lessons you can ever teach them. How do you begin? You start with one tiny, guilt-free no, or one small, lovingly stated need. Today, find one moment to say, "I need." I need 5 minutes to finish my coffee. I need to make a phone call without interruption. I need a hug. By voicing your own needs, you begin to make yourself visible again. To your family, and, most importantly, to yourself. Acknowledgement, good enough, boundaries. These are not just concepts. They are the practical, loving tools that allow you to begin weaving your unseen self back into the beautiful, messy, authentic tapestry of your life. And what happens when you begin this journey of integration? What does it truly feel like to be a whole woman who is also a mother?
And so you begin to weave yourself back into a single, beautiful whole cloth. You begin to see that the angry woman, the tired woman, the ambitious woman were never the enemies of the mother. They were simply her other names. And what happens when you live from this place of wholeness? A profound, beautiful paradox unfolds. By finally giving to yourself, you find you have infinitely more to give to your family. By filling your own cup, the water you offer is no longer bitter with resentment, but sweet with genuine presence. You move from a life of performance to a life of presence. You stop trying to curate perfect moments for a photograph, and you start truly living in the messy, beautiful, imperfect moments of your actual life. Your laughter becomes louder. Your rest becomes deeper. Your joy becomes more authentic. And your children? They do not get a perfect mother. They get something far more precious. They get a real one. They get a mother who models for them that it is okay to have needs, that it is okay to be imperfect, that a woman's identity is vast and mysterious, and that motherhood is a profound part of it, but not all of it. This is the true legacy, not a legacy of perfection, but a legacy of wholeness. The journey beyond the perfect mother is not a rejection of motherhood. It is the deepest embrace of it by a woman who has finally embraced all of herself. The exhaustion begins to lift, not because your to-do list gets shorter, but because you are no longer at war with yourself. You are no longer holding down half of your own soul. You are finally whole. If this journey to reclaim your whole self resonates with you, I invite you to make a small, gentle commitment to your unseen need today. In the comments below, share just one small, unseen need that you will give yourself permission to honor this week. Is it 10 minutes of silence? A chapter in a book? A walk alone? By naming it here, you make it real, and you join a circle of mothers who are choosing to be whole women together. And if you are ready to continue this journey of shedding the roles that no longer serve you, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. There is so much more to explore. As we learn to step out of the heavy cloaks of our roles, we often become aware of the other, more subtle cages we have built for ourselves, the ones that feel safe and comfortable. If you wish to continue this exploration, I invite you to watch my next video, where we will discover why your comfort zone may not be a safe haven at all, but a clever trap that could be blocking your most authentic feminine power. Thank you for your courage to be more than the myth. Be gentle with yourself. The most present mother is a whole woman.